Adrianna Tomez, teacher.
Almighty Isis.
Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdut's Newsstand, and yesterday I talked in detail about some of the Black Adam movie details. Specifically, one of my favorite things that we talked about was the character known as Isis. Now, this character is criminally underutilized, so I figured we'd go into a little bit of an origin story, and there's not honestly a lot to talk about, unfortunately, because she hasn't been seen since the New 52 started. So we're going to start out with the original name, and her name is Adrianna Tomez. Now, I guess you could pronounce it one of two ways. I always called her Adrianna. It could also be Adrianna Tomez. I'm not sure exactly what DC says about that, but we're going to call her Adrianna for this video. Now, Adrianna first appeared in 52 and was an Egyptian woman named Adrianna Tomez, which was homage to Adrianna Tomez, the Isis character that was in the 1975 Filmation television series and the 1976 DC Comics series by the name of Isis. But back to Adrianna. She is a refugee who is enslaved and brought back to Black Adam as a gift from Intergang. Now, upon freeing her, Black Adam found her to be unafraid and extremely vocal about how he could change his country, how he could do things better, and he never really looked at Adrianna as a prisoner, but she noticed the same things within him too. Now, after weeks of talking back and forth, her and Black Adam, Adrianna changed the way that Adam looked at the world. Adam and she went to the Rock of Eternity then and retrieved the magical amulet of Isis from the tomb of his wife and children, and then asked Captain Marvel to give its powers to Adrianna. The amulet of Isis had long ago belonged to another wizard, Queen Pharaoh. And I know I'm going to say this one wrong. I even looked up how to do it. Hatshepsut. Yes, Queen Pharaoh Hatshepsut from the 15th dynasty. Yeah. So Adrianna got it, and upon holding the amulet, she had to speak, "I am Isis." And Adrianna was transformed and instilled with the powers of the goddess. It completely changed her look also, which is what the Shazam words do to every person, right? So it made her go from a small petite woman to someone who is over 6 foot tall and, well, quite honestly stunning. But even so, she and Adam then began to travel the Middle East and free enslaved children. Now, the reason they went on this mission specifically is they were hoping to find Isis' kidnapped brother, Adrianna Tomez. Now, in week 16 of 52, Adam proposed to Isis, and the two were wed by Captain Marvel, or Shazam, and there was actually other members of the Shazam family around. Mary Marvel, Captain Marvel Jr., Tawny Tonky the Tiger, Uncle Dudley, right? They were all within the ceremony, and a lot of them were actually members of the wedding party. So it is also suggested during this scene that the mere presence of Isis is having a calming influence on Black Adam, transforming him from a ruthless dictator, right? And even in the beginning of 52, we saw him tear a man apart to a benevolent figure. And that's also something that they admire Isis for. So this incarnation of Isis has powers very similar to Black Adam. She also possesses healing abilities, which can heal either minor or even fatal wounds. She also has control over nature, which is quite possibly the coolest, in my opinion. And because it depends on her mood, right? Rain falls when she's sad, while when she's happy, you see flowers bloom. I love it. I love it so much. Adrianna finally does locate Aman, who has been tortured and crippled by a man named Whisper for refusing to join Intergang. And unfortunately, Isis is not strong enough to fully heal his wounds. So Black Adam asks Amon to say his name. Amon is then struck by lightning and he is transformed into Isis. And we have the birth of the Black Marvel family. Now, we see Adrianna or Isis and Amon or Osiris. They are reunited and Isis decides to go out and she's going to change the world. She starts with China. She is coerced by her brother's will to act for changing not only the world, but the perception that the world has of the Black Marvel family. She coaxes Black Adam to join her in a public revealing of their human identities. And they all stand on stage and say Shazam. And in a public declaration of good intentions for the future, they do. And they show everybody who they really are. But apparently this is not sufficient for everyone. Amanda Waller then forms a new Suicide Squad, sending the Persuader to badly injure Isis with his radioactive axe. Osiris then rushes to help. Not knowing the extent of his powers, he shreds the Persuader's body in half, and you see Isis hugging a distraught and weeping Osiris, and then they leave. Now, these incidents are part of a calculated series of attacks by Intergang. The events brought upon the death of Isis' brother Osiris. Now, he wants to join the Titans at one point, and he is denied because of these situations, because Intergang is specifically doing this. But his death is brought on at the hands of Sobek, which was his best friend. And it actually leads directly into the battle of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, who Sobek has famine within him. Now, we also see these physical forms created by Intergang and Dr. Savannah working in tandem, right? So Isis dies when she is infected with disease from one of the horsemen, Pestilence. And before driving off the horsemen, before getting into a fight with Pestilence, she is able to hold them off long enough to actually save Black Adam. And she tells Adam that she was wrong in trying to change him to avenge her and Osiris' death. Now, several weeks later, a hand can be seen reaching for Isis' amulet, while a face can be seen on the other side. So, sometime after World War III, Black Adam, who is now powerless due to the actions of Captain Marvel, he returns to Kahndaq and exhumes Isis' remains. He gathers her bones into a backpack and goes all the way across the Himalayan mountains to find the Lazarus pit. Now, dropping the bones into the pit, the restorative chemicals inside, right? They do resurrect Isis from the dead, and she's reunited with her husband. And finally, Black Adam manages to end his quest for the amulet and reunites it with this now complete skeleton. The spell backfires, though, resulting in the shambling, rotting corpse and a seance in which Isis' spirit absolutely hates her husband. Swears hate against him, right? So Black Adam flees. He feels guilty. He feels empty. He feels rageful. And then we see Felix Faust begin. He wants to show Black Adam Ralph Digme's skeleton as a way to hide the real Isis from her. They're working together, right? In a way. And then blame her rotting condition on Black Adam's abuse of their shared powers. So Isis is able to be fully restored to life at this point. But even if bound to powerful spells, they all bind her kind of mindless and obedient, right? So she is a mere puppet in Felix Faust's hands. But Felix Faust before that directs her away, where it is strongly, and I mean it more than implied, that he sexually assaults her because she is unable to do anything, right? So later, Black Adam, still mourning her, finds a bloodied flower sprouting in their family shrine. He takes it then as a sign that she is trying to communicate with him, which becomes apparent when he finds a larger collection of these flowers in the shape of an actual lightning bolt pointing in the direction Adam must go to find her. So eventually Black Adam finds Iris and Felix Faust. Oh, that's a fun battle. And Adam forces Faust to release Isis from his control. The resurrected Isis is she's not merciful anymore. She's not forgiving anymore. She castrates Faust for what he did to her. These two are reunited. We have the reunited lovebirds, and they travel to the Rock of Eternity, where they banish Captain Marvel back to Earth as the powerless Billy Batson, and begin setting up a plan in motion to basically cleanse the Earth of evil. But their way. Even recruiting Mary Marvel to this little crusade, right? So the Justice Society come to the Rock of Eternity, and they're seeking to help Billy. So Iris brutally attacks them, even throws Jay Garrick into the mist covering the rock, from which there is no escape. So during this fight, the combatants end up in Kanda, where the people praise Black Adam's return. Isis then kills several of the followers, claiming that they are tainted by this new Earth. And Black Adam attempts to protect his people, only to be attacked then by Mary and Billy, who have been tainted by Mary's power. She looks totally different. It's so weird. But even so, at this point, Jay Garrick appears, and he has the spirit of Billy's father and Shazam. Adam is convinced to return his power to Shazam so that he could save Isis from her corruption. In turn, Shazam takes the power from Isis, Billy and Mary, and transforms Shazam, Teth Adams, into Adrianna. There is 2 statues now, one of Teth Adams and one of Adrianna Tomez, right? So sometime later, a shadowy figure appears to the statues in a bolt of lightning, wanting them to be quote-unquote champions, and we see Osiris brought back during Brightest Day with the task to resurrect his sister. Basically, due to not understanding what he had to do, he ended up killing people thinking that it would work. And then after stealing Freddy's power, he brought his sister actually back. But due to the killings, that actually corrupted Isis. They fought. She was freed of the corruption. She went back to conduct and banished her brother from ever coming back. And then the new 52 hit, and we haven't heard from her again. Like, Isis is so cool. She makes Black Adam so redeemable. But we haven't seen her in so long. Come on, DC, get your shit together. I'm hoping with the new Black Adam movie, we will maybe get to see her in the new Justice League, where we are seeing Black Adam join the Justice League slowly, right? So, even though it's Bendis, if you're listening, bring Isis and Osiris back. The world is asking. Anyways, let me know, of course, what you guys think about Isis. And, 52 is one of my favorite stories ever. I love it. So I think that gives me a lot of admiration towards this character. So maybe a little tainted, but it's a great story. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.